Hey, hey, and welcome back to Miss Kitty's Wild West Adventure. Last time I told you the harrowing story of Larsena Pennington Page and the tragedy that befell her even after she recovered from her brush with death. I also told you that there had been a young girl with her during her capture, a young girl by the name of Mercedes Quiroz. She too was captured by the Apaches, and this is her story. Mercedes was the daughter of a widowed Mexican woman in Tucson, Arizona. Hoping to give her a better life, her mother allowed William Hudson Kirkland to adopt Mercedes and provide her with an education. Kirkland then hired Larsena Pennington Page to tutor young Mercedes. As you will recall, Mercedes was 10 years old when she and Larsena were kidnapped by Apache warriors. While I told you all about Larsena's tribulations in the other video, see here, Mercedes was instead held for ransom. A few weeks after her capture, Mercedes was traded for the release of Apache prisoners from Fort Buchanan. She was reunited with her mother in Tucson, and not much is known about Mercedes for the next 9 years or so. If you know anything about Mercedes, please leave a comment down below. In the late 1860s, she resurfaced when she married Charles Chibel. If that name seems familiar to you, it's because Charles Chibel was instrumental in taking down suspected stagecoach robber Bill Brazelton. I've done a video about Brazelton here, so be sure to check out some of my earlier work. Chibel's name may also be familiar to my tombstone aficionados out there, as he was the sheriff of Pima County who promised the position of deputy sheriff to Wyatt Earp, but then changed his mind and appointed Wyatt's nemesis, John Behan, to the position instead. Okay, back to Mercedes. She married Charles Chibel in the late 1860s, and together they had 4 children from 1870 to 1875. Sadly, 10 days after the birth of her last child, Mercedes died from complications of childbirth at the age of 25. She is buried at the Holy Hope Cemetery in Tucson, Arizona. While Mercedes' childhood is marked by the harrowing story of survival on the western frontier, her adult life was tragically cut too short. However, it is noteworthy to tell you what became of the last child she birthed. Perhaps sensing that her mother would not survive her birth, Charles named the baby after her mother. Mercedes Chibel grew up to be a strong, intelligent, and fiercely independent woman. She was one of only 6 who passed the entrance exam to the University of Arizona and was one of only 3 in the very first graduating class in 1895. She was one of 2 women and the only Mexican American in that class. The younger Mercedes went on to do graduate work in San Francisco and worked for the YWCA in food management for 35 years. Her work also took her to France during World War I and to South America on 2 trips. She died at the age of 90 and is buried at the Evergreen Memorial Park in Tucson. I like to think her mother would be proud of her. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Miss Kitty's Wild West Adventures and hit the bell for notifications, and let me know, have you heard of Charles Chibel? Have you heard of Mercedes? Let me know for all of my U of A alumni out there in my viewership. Leave me a message. Let me know, what year did you graduate? What was your major? Are you proud to be a wildcat? In the meantime, I'll catch you on down the trail.